Guys, it's Tommy here from Saleslucky.com, and today's topic is an interesting one. It's one about duality, the different two poles of a spectrum, and it's about ego and empathy, okay? And these are both things that you need to be a top salesperson. So let me explain. Ego is something that we all have, and a lot of times it can get a bad rep, but the truth is that you need some ego to win, and the reason is because I was listening to a podcast called the MFCEO Project by Andy Frisella, and he was talking about how, all top performers, whether it's salespeople, business people, actors, dancers, athletes, they all have a side of them, this internal voice part of them, where if they spoke out loud, it would seem cocky because they believe in themselves, they have swagger to them, and they're self-confident. And the reason why that's an important side to cultivate and have in sales, because that's what's going to allow you to get through the inevitable no's that are part of the journey of sales. And you need that part of you to say, screw it, I don't care, I'm going to get to where I'm going regardless. Now, empathy is the other side of that. And the definition that I found online for empathy was an ability to understand and share the feelings of another. So, it's almost as if we're talking about two sides of a spectrum: ego, empathy, the yin and the yang, if you will. And the ways to cultivate confidence comes from taking action, putting in the work, keeping commitments to yourself, and putting in the work to create a result that will come out of that, right? Getting wins. And you can only do that by putting in the work and taking action. Now, empathy, how do you cultivate that? It's really about, in my opinion, genuinely caring about another person. And, I mentioned Andy Frisella, his podcast. I'm actually in an entrepreneurship group hosted by him called the Arte Accelerator. And on one of our weekly calls, he talks about this concept of emotionalism, emotional-ISM, which stands for emotional-in service of manipulation, and emotions. Emotionalism, which is emotional in service of manipulation, and emotions. And he talks about the difference between these two. Emotionalism is when you try to use a particular tactic to manipulate the prospect into behaving a certain way or doing a certain thing, while emotions is where you genuinely connect with the other person, have a genuine experience, and have a personal connection and impact. And he was saying how the best selling is really about emotions and not emotionalism. It's not about manipulation. It's about caring about the other person. And when you effectively care about the other person, they're going to feel understood, and that's ultimately going to be the best way to influence somebody. I mean, if you think about it for yourself, wouldn't you be more influenced by sharing things, by sharing your beliefs, by sharing your wants, your desires, and what you care about? And opening that up and identifying that and diving into that than what the sales rep talks about, right? So hope that made sense. So we got ego, we've got empathy, and if we can cultivate both of these through winning, putting in the work, and caring about others genuinely, and focusing on a genuine connection and emotions and genuine experience as opposed to manipulation, then we can begin to mold both of these together and be a more effective salesperson, okay? So ego and empathy, the yin and yang, that's present for all top salespeople, okay? Hope you guys got value out of this video. I will talk to you soon.